So welcome back to our church history course on the Continental Reformation. As you can see, I've decided to get even more technologically adapted, and this is a chance for you to watch this lecture in advance, or if you don't want to watch in advance, then at the usual time of 10:30 on Friday. Today we're going to be looking at the Swiss Reformation with Zwingli and the theology of the sacraments and how he differs from Luther in the morning. In the afternoon we'll be thinking about the Anabaptists, the Radical Reformation as they're called, and also about John Calvin. So the Swiss Reformation, it helps to have some idea about the history of Switzerland. In the notes that I've uploaded, you'll see two maps, one of the Swiss cantons as they are today, and another as they were in 1513. This is in the earliest stage of the development of Switzerland as the confederacy it is today. Under feudalism back in the 12th century, all the area in the west of Switzerland were under the Burgundy Frankish. They were held by the Dukes of Burgundy, who held them from the King of the Franks, the King of France, while the eastern part was a part of that mishmash which was the Holy Roman Empire. During 12th century, the western part came under some different dukes of Zähringen, and they founded Fribourg and Bern, among other cities. While in the east, the forest cantons of Uri, Schwyz and Unterwald lost their semi-autonomy and were governed by reeves for the Habsburgs, who were, over many centuries, the emperors of the Holy Roman Empire. In 1291, the Emperor Rudolf died, and these cantons took that chance to gain their freedom. They formed an alliance to defend themselves, and that is the old Swiss Confederacy. That will have a part to play in this aspect of the Reformation. By 1353, they'd been joined by the cantons of Glarus and Zug, and the city-states of Lucerne, Zurich and Bern, and this is now called the Old Federacy. 1499, really quite close in time to when Zwingli was active. They defeated the alliance of the imperial cities called the Swabian League and gained their independence from the Holy Roman Empire. Each canton governed its own internal and foreign affairs, but they chose to be an alliance for defence, a little bit like NATO today. Perhaps also you could see it as a very early version of something like the European Union. Now, these were areas where there was a lot of upland, so you could produce cattle and the milk from that, some arable farming, some fishing from the lakes. But as the population grew, there just wasn't enough work to be done by all the young men. And so these cantons developed another export, and that was mercenaries. Became a major money earning in these days, well before cuckoo clocks and watches and Swiss bank accounts. Swiss mercenaries gained a fearsome reputation, and they fought on both sides of many of the major wars of this period. And Pope Julius II used mercenaries, and they became part of the papal forces, and in time we got the Swiss Guard, which we still have today. Into this situation, Zwingli, or Ulrich Zwingli, was born. He was born on the 1st of January 1484, so he was a young teenager when the old Confederacy formed. When the cantons got their independence from the Habsburgs. He was the third of 9 children. in a family which lived in Wildhaus in the Toggenburg Valley in the canton of St. Gallen. That wasn't yet part of the Swiss Federation, was governed by the abbot of St. Gallen. Zwingli's father was fairly prosperous. He was a farmer, and he was the local magistrate.